Anthony Gazelle, the drummer of Daughtry. What's up, dude?
What's cracking, man? How are you?
Living the life, man. What are you on tour at the moment?
I'm on tour. I'm in a hotel room. We're playing a fair in Boise, Idaho today, and I'm excited to talk about some drum stuff.
We got drum stuff to talk about. I've been doing lots of drum talking. I've been breaking down products, which is something we've talked about too, wanting to like just talk about whatever kind of drum products are coming out and critique them a bit. I feel like there's not enough of that going on in the drumming community, you know? And
We've been talking about this. We've had this idea, and here we are. So let's talk about some drum items.
well, I'll tell you what, I got some grief on in my one video. I put,
Okay.
you know, the kick port.
Yep.
Okay. I put that in the useless tier. So in the video I was like, listen, this thing is it's a no-go. It does nothing. It's useless. I might have changed my stance a little bit on that. Maybe some people like, persuade me, but dude, I want your opinion on the kick port. Have you ever used one? What do you think of it? Like, where would you rate that product?
Useless. I
You
agree.
still agree?
I agree. Yeah, it's I don't want to start this series off by having it be a trash talking thing, but I will say those came out a long time ago, and I bought one or two of them. I don't know if it was a placebo effect or what. Like you put it on the kick and you kind of stand there. If you stand in front of the kick and somebody hits it, you're like, does it sound different? Does it not? Whatever. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But in the grand scheme of like miking a kick drum, especially for any actual functional purpose, like on tour or in a studio, a kickboard is not going to change the trajectory of your, drum sound. It's not really going to do anything significant, in my opinion. So, um, useless might be harsh, but
Yeah.
whatever the tier above useless, which one's
Kind
that?
of weak, kind of whack, I think I said. It's kind of whack,
we'll
right?
throw it right. We'll throw it right in there. Yeah. No.
Well, and dude, I said that too in the video. It does change the drum. I watched the sound comparison. You can hear like a little difference, right? It adds a little bit. But my argument was, look, that's a bass drum. It's either cut a hole in it or don't cut a hole in it. It's a big, deep, low drum. It's not that finicky in terms of like trying to get the sound. It's just going to be a boom. You know, you don't really
It's
need.
not, and your kick in mic is so important in your kick mix. So, I mean, is the kick port affecting the sound of your kick in mic? I would say probably not at all.
Right.
So it affects the sound of a kick out mic. But again, I mean, when you're actually mixing that thing and going for whatever sound you're going for, the best kick drums I've ever heard. Like you don't need a gimmicky product to like make it sound better. You know what I mean?
100%. It's like
Yeah,
learn how to tune your drums, like when the people attack you for using a banjo.
exactly,
Tune your bass drum.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, there's actually, all right, so there's another product. I know you know what
Okay.
this is. I put it in the second video that I made, which is dropping soon. You know those quick release Tama wing nuts, the little red and black?
Yes. Yep.
I put that in the decent tier. So let me break down the tiers because the top
Yeah.
one,
Tell me. Yeah.
the top tier is like gotta have it. The second tier is it's really great. The third tier is I don't really have anything bad to say. It's like, it's whatever. It's in the middle. And then you got the bottom two, which is kind of whack and useless. I put those comma things right in the middle because I mean, when you really lay into a cymbal, they kind of pop off. They're plastic. The idea is great, but I didn't think it was like a really great product. Let me hear your thoughts.
Have you actually like played with those things very much? Have you ever used them?
Yeah, I've used them enough to where I've had them pop off. Like it wasn't a huge issue. One time
I,
is
I
enough for me.
I agree. I think that you probably put them in the right tier. I think that they're like a cool product. If you're not a super heavy hitter, it's a good idea, whatever. But I've had a lot of buddies talk about how those fly off. I'm not a Tama guy, but I have come across those and seen them and kind of looked at them. To be honest, I don't think I've ever played a show with them or like done a session where they were on the cymbal stands, but I've heard of guys having a ton of problems with those. So uh, if you say they slipped off once is too many. If you have a quick release thing, the whole idea is like, okay, cool, you can bring it off quickly, but if that thing flies off,
What are we doing? It's gone.
we're gone. Yeah, now
Yeah.
you got no symbol
You're done.
wing nut, wing nut or whatever.
Have you ever heard of no nut cymbal sleeves?
Those are dope. Those are really dope. I love the feeling of a washy crash or a washy ride, like especially on my stage right side. Like I like to actually loosen those. Uh I have the cymbals on my right side looser than like my stage left crash.
Wow.
Because I like how it feels if you're like kind of riding on it when it's a little bit looser. But that gives you the feel of a wing nutless cymbal, but also the ease of like you can take it on and off, and it's not gonna the whole cymbal's not gonna like fall off of it because it's long, you know.
Yeah.
So I think those are cool. I think those are really cool.
Amazing, dude. I use them
Yeah,
for like my ride, like my washy cymbals, like you were saying. On the China, not so much because I
yeah,
want that specific tightness.
yeah. I want the China like really tight. I
Yeah,
usually like
yeah.
the China like get pretty tight. Yeah.
Actually, this is a good segue to the next product I want to talk about, which I put in the top tier, brother. This is the must-have product. It's an absolute win, and you happen to be the inventor of it. Rock locks. I want to talk about rock locks. I just want to get a little
Okay.
of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
backstory on how you came up with it. And man, I think it's a genius product. I just want maybe you could tell us a little bit on the process
Yeah,
of.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about rock locks. So rock locks were an invention of necessity, because you and I have talked gear a lot, and I've always been a gearhead, but I had tried everything, and nothing was working for me. And so talk about the Tama ones, for example. The Tama tension rod locks, like flying off, those fly off for sure.
The
So
little white
there's
ones?
they're black with like a red O-ring. They're just over engineered. I mean, in my opinion, they're just not a good product. Like you don't need a O-ring and a little clamping like there's a little built-in like clamping mechanism, but it's not enough pressure. So those things have the reputation of flying. Like
Yeah.
if you're really smacking, I've seen some guys get away with them. Like they somehow work for some guys. I think it depends on the tension rod and the hoop. For example, if you have thicker tension rods and a die cast hoop where it's sort of pinched between the tension rod and the hoop, I think you can kind of jam it in there. Dude, it's so annoying that my camera is just moving back and forth. I will figure this out for next time.
Yeah, we'll figure
Sorry
it
for
out.
everyone watching this, but this thing is the Zoom camera. I don't know why it's following me around, but if you jam that thing in there on the right tension rod hoop combination, I think you can actually get it to not fly off. Because I've seen, I'm pretty sure Eloy is using those right now, and Eloy has used rock locks. He posted about them before he joined Slipknot. Like I said, maybe a snare where those are working for him. I'm not really sure, but I've had no luck with those. And back to like inventing rock locks, that's why I invented them, because I had tried everything. I had tried the tuner fish. I had tried the OG tension rod locks. There's a couple others that I'm not going to throw under the bus due to conflicting nature of brand recognition, but
Yeah.
a rectangle is not the right shape. It's going to cut your knees. It's going to poke you in the hands. It's sticking out. You got these sharp edges sticking out the side of the drum. So let's start with a half moon idea. So it's like flush with the drum. That's step one. And then step two was finding a way to make it so that it stayed on the tension rod under a lot of force. And, just kind of the first one I ever made, it actually had just a square in the middle. And then I was like, look, let's try an 8-point star. Let's try a 12-point star. We ended up with a 12-point star design. We went and got it patented. We trademarked the name. And, thanks to people like you, I want to give you a shout out because for those still watching, this is Joe runs the social media for Rock Lock. So we've built something really cool. I've my goal from day one was make this a household name in drums. And a drummer buddy of mine the other day, just without even me saying it, he literally goes, "Dude, I really feel like Rock Locks are a household name in drums now." It's like we launched this shit 3 years ago, so
It's
well,
going, dude.
we've watched it grow quite a bit. So it's been really cool.
I mean, dude, when you look at the
Um,
roster that you're building over there, you got two from Sleep Token. Sleep Token's what, the biggest band in the world right now?
one of the maybe the biggest
They're up
rock
there,
band in the world
man.
right now. Yeah,
It's cool to
yeah.
have guys like that on the rosters. Art Cruz. I mean, there's way too many to list, but it's
There's
growing.
all
It's exciting.
the artist roster we've built is incredible, and it's all come from just personal friendships with all these guys and seeing guys who I don't even know use rock locks. That's the coolest. especially when they're in huge band. It's like that's crazy to me to see. And then I go out and I play these festivals, and people who are playing the festival, their bands will like walk up to me and be like, "Dude, Rock Locks, they're the
Like rock
best.
on.
I love them." Whatever. Yeah, it's like it just every time it just like makes my day. So, really grateful, really humbled by the whole experience, and I just hope that people who use Rock Locks have found as much utility in them as I have. Because, dog, I haven't thought about my snare drum going out of tune in. Well, I invented the product 4 years ago and I launched it 3 years ago. So it's been 4 years since I've had to deal with that problem after basically 20 years of playing drums dealing with that problem. So
Right. Right.
it's the biggest pain in the ass when you're on stage. It's
It's
really
not
nice not to worry about that shit,
right.
man.
It's not
Yeah,
dropping. It
not
stayed.
dropping.
I've used them too,
Yeah,
man. I've used them on more than one tour. I want to say three or so, like six, 4 week long tours. They work so well. It's life changing, man. If you play drums and if you're gigging a lot, I mean, obviously, even if you're not gigging, I recommend them. I want every drummer to have them because like it's the instrument, you want it to be in tune. All the guitars
right,
have locking tuners and it's pretty standard. So
right.
if you play gigs, if you're a touring drummer, if you're a pro drummer, it's a must have in my opinion. And with how well they work, being on tour, I mean, you're touring right now and not to toot your own horn, they work, man. They're
They
great.
work. They work. Yeah, it's.
The
I wouldn't
star
use them if they
pattern,
didn't work. Yeah,
dude, the star pattern cut out in the middle, that's genius. I didn't know that you tested like a square. I mean, that would have to get way more specific. I feel like the star pattern like covers more bases because you have a couple sizes, so you got to cover all the bases with all the different tension rods. Dude, I got to ask you another question. I'm segueing
yeah.
here.
That.
You recently joined the band Daughtry.
Yeah,
What, almost a year ago?
yeah. Earlier this year, it was in geez, I think April. I
Oh,
think
wow. Okay.
technically. Yeah.
I thought it was, I don't know why I thought it was longer than that, but when you get a call like that, I've asked a couple other pro drummers this, so I want your opinion.
Sure. Yeah.
Say you get a call and you got to fill in for an artist and you got to learn 30 songs and you got, 5 days.
Okay.
What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What's going through your mind? Do you do it or do you not do it? Because like learning that many songs in 5 days is very challenging. And there's not many guys that can really nail that. I mean, maybe there are, but how do you approach that situation? What do you do?
That's a good question. I think I'll be fair here. It wasn't 30 songs, it was like 15.
Right.
Uh, but still, 15 songs in 4 days is a lot to internalize. Um, I think I only had to play 12 of them at the actual first show, something like that, 11 of them. I can't remember, but it's a lot of songs when you have to internalize every single like there's like these really I call them like marquee moments of the set where like there's big hits that you need to remember. There's like specific fills that need to be in the right place. Like, because there's some places where you can improvise stuff and kind of get by. And there's other places where it's like, no, 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 you need to play a really specific triplet fill here. Marquee moments that you can find in any set list where it's like everyone in the band knows that, all right, here comes that big triplet fill, or here comes that big crash, or here comes that big outro where you have to go and like go crazy. So to answer the question, I think you said, do you do it? Do you not do it? I think the first question you need to ask yourself, and you need to be really realistic with yourself, is like, do you think you can actually do it? Because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you show up and you can't play, where you're just completely unprepared. You really
Embarrass
don't want to
yourself.
be there.
Yeah.
Embarrass yourself, embarrass the band.
Yeah.
So you have to do some internal digging and go, can I actually do this? And for me, I listened to the songs and I went, okay, none of these are out of my skill range. The question is, how much of these can I internalize in 4 days, 5 days? I also practice drums a lot, and I know that I've learned a lot of songs, and I know that I could like handle that. So you have to make that decision first, and then when you do make that decision, to me, it's a volume game. You need to listen to the songs as many times as you possibly can. Break down the songs in a way where you can sort of wing them, where you're not like so hyper focused on the exact specifics of every little fill and every little kick pattern and every little snare hit. You need to know the marquee moments, and you need to know the orders of the songs, like verse, chorus. I listen to the songs and I chart them out. And I do the kind of basic charting method, which is like intro 4 bars, verse 8 bars, chorus 16 bars, open hi-hat, close hi-hat, ride, China, like kind of telling me where to play on the kit. In a lot of song structures, there's room for a little bit of improvising, especially depending on the type of music you're playing. In this case of Daughtry, if it's a song like Over You or It's Not Over, like a pop rock song, there's room for interpretation of how you want to play it. It all comes down to experience and just kind of like all that stuff. But that's the method I go about it. And everyone's a little different. Some people have like this savant like ability to listen to songs and just internalize them really fast.
And just
I
do it.
need time with, yeah, I need time with the songs. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
And then, in a short period of time like that, I also, for the first few shows, for the first lot of shows, actually, basically the whole first tour I did with the band, I was running through the entire set list pre-show on practice pads. But it's just a kick and a snare practice pad. It's not a full kit. It's just a kick and a snare. And you're sort of miming the motion and going, all right, slowly unpacking and learning the songs better and better and better over time. It's always a fun challenge. And now I feel like I have the set down really well. And
How
it's
many
a
shows? Let
lot.
me ask you that because when you did start, it was a very. I asked other drummers this question just to get their idea. You actually did this. He joined
Yeah.
Daughtry, as you said. You had to learn maybe 12 or 15 songs in like 4 or 5 days. How many shows did you play? I guess like uncomfortably, until you were really like, okay, I got this. I'm gonna beast this.
I remember the third show being the worst, one of the worst shows I've ever played. I was like laughing when I got off the drum riser. I looked back at my drum tech and I was like, you're never going to see me play that bad again. That was like, I just was like, I don't know. I was like flubbing fills and I didn't really know, but nobody in the band really noticed. It's like,
Sure.
I just didn't play my best show. And, you know, I can admit, I want to be real on these drum chats and talk about what it's actually like. So it's like, I have an extremely high standard for like how I want to play songs for any band that I'm working with. Like I said, just for me personally, 4 days is not enough for me to be able to get to the point where I'm playing the songs at a level that I'm happy with. Like after that third show, like the fourth show was banging. The fifth show was banging. The sixth show was probably banging. Like it probably got better after that,
Yeah.
but those first couple were pretty rough. The first 3 or 4 were definitely really uncomfortable. I would say the first 10 were uncomfortable. And then by maybe show 12 or 15, it was like I know how to play these songs now. It was just a game of like how many times can I listen to and play these songs to the point where, you know, I actually know how to play them. Now it's really fun because I know the songs really well now. And so yeah, I can actually enjoy, I'm up there smiling, having fun. Like I'm not I think of it as like a threshold. I was using absolutely 100% of my bandwidth for those first few shows. Now I'm using like 60 or 70% of my bandwidth.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of headroom to be able to like enjoy the show and have fun and look at your bandmates and like put on a performance. It's not just like shit. What's next? You know, it's
Right.
not. You're
Gotta
not like
get
stressing
focused.
the whole time. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You're more chilling and you're just, you're flowing with it. If you guys don't know, Anthony played with Hollywood Undead before Daughtry. So going to Daughtry, I guess it's a step up for sure, right? But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it just shows like there was nerves, adrenaline.
Nerves. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you probably were
Yep.
clenching them sticks and just,
Yeah. In an ideal new band situation, right, where you need to learn an hour-long set, ideally you'd have a month or two. There's a process to it to where you get to that first show, you feel really comfortable with the material, and you're still going to be nervous, but at least you're like, all right, I know what I'm doing.
I want to get your opinion on the recent drum swap between
Oh yeah.
Josh and Elon. Is it Elon
Yeah,
Rubin?
yeah.
Right? Is that how you pronounce his
Elon
name?
Rubin, yeah. Yeah, Elon.
Elon's learning tunes. They're getting, they had to switch. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's funny because I thought about that too. I'm a huge fan of Elon. He's my favorite drummer in the world at the moment, and he has been for a while. I just love watching him play. I love his sound, and I was thinking about, I was like, even with all his experience, I wonder if he's nervous. Like, I wonder if he goes into that first Foo Fighters show nervous or not. Nine Inch Nails has already played a show or some shows with Josh Freese, and
Yeah.
I don't know Josh personally. Obviously, he's the pinnacle of hired gun
Mm,
drumming. You know what I mean? He's played for everybody. He can play anything.
mm.
he's that dude. Uh, but just stylistically, with all due respect to Josh, I never really thought Josh was the best fit for Foo Fighters. I think Elon is a better fit for Foo Fighters personally, and this is no knock on either guy. Like they're both
Sure.
goaded. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? This is not. This is just me giving my opinion here. Foo Fighters are going to sound really good, really, really, really good with Elon behind the kit.
What drums does he play?
His
Who's he
style.
with?
He plays Gretsch.
Is he a Gretsch
Plays
guy?
Gretsch, Dillinger, Remo. I think he plays Vader sticks. Toms are tuned high. His drums are wide open. He's a rock. He's a proper rock drummer, like 24-inch kick, 13, 16, 18. He's going to be able to fill Taylor's shoes in a way that is going to be done at the highest level possible. So it'll be really fun to watch. I mean, both of those guys, like I said, they're both like I look up to both of those guys so much. It's like I want to be it.
Yeah.
I'd love to be in those conversations. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like also people saying we got 3 minutes here. I know, but like I've spent my whole career hearing people talk about how drums don't matter and drummers are replaceable and you can just swap them in and out and everybody's programming drums now. So I think all these producers have just decided that you can plug and play drummers like, oh, we're just a bunch of like pawns in their little game of writing songs. If drummers don't matter, why is it literally international news in the music space that hired gun drummers are swapping jobs? So it's
Exactly.
like the same thing happened with Eloy,
Jay.
Grayson, and Jay. It was news. It was big news. It was like they're all swapping. And guess what? That was another amazing swap. Like Grayson's smashing with Sepultura. Jay sounds great with suicidal tendencies. I feel like it's a perfect fit for him. And then of course
Eloy.
Eloy is the best metal drummer to ever walk Earth. So to sort of see him in Slipknot is just it's
Yeah.
perfect.
No,
That swap worked out. I think this swap is going to work out great. I have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. I'm always curious, man. I'd love to know because who lets go of Josh? Nobody.
no
So it's
one.
like,
Insane.
why? What happened? I'm so curious, but I don't know.
Insane,
So
man.
all I know is I'm happy. I'm always happy for any hired gun drummer who's getting paid. That's if you're out there doing your thing, sounding great with your band, you're getting paid, and you're happy, your family's happy, your kids are happy. I'm rooting for you. So
I
it's all
don't think
fun
we
stuff.
could I don't think we could have ended on a better note right there. Shout out to anyone who plays drums, man. We're all one big family. Anthony, thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
coming in and chatting, man. Also,
Yeah,
real
this is
quick,
fun, man.
yeah, I think it's fun too. And I want you guys to drop a comment to let us know if, I mean, maybe we can do this more often. Maybe make a little pod thing or we just chat. Drop a comment. Let me know what you
Absolutely.
guys think. I think it'd be
Absolutely.
fun.
Comment what you want us to talk us about, what you want us to talk about, or if you want us to do more of these in the future, because I'm on tour a lot and Joe and I are close, so we can always hop on and, just make a quick video and talk about relevant drum stuff. So
Anthony, thank you for your time, bro. I'll talk to you
all right,
soon.
brother. Great to talk to you, man. We'll talk soon.
Have a good one,
All right.
dude. See ya.
Yeah, you too, man. Later.